Hey guys, so I am back again with another video tutorial, and this time it's going to be daytime makeup. So I'm just going to show you how to do kind of a nice classy eye makeup look, nothing too fancy, and I'm going to try like talking through this tutorial rather than like doing a voiceover to just compare. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, whether you prefer like the voiceover or if you prefer like this version where I'm talking to you. So we're gonna, as per usual, start with the Rimmel London Stay Matte Primer and just apply it to the cheeks. I have tried like dozens of primers. I feel like primers and foundations are the hardest thing to get when it comes to your skin. Primers are really hard to get right, I find, and same thing with foundations, because it's like, well, you're gonna get an oil-based foundation or a water-based foundation, and then it's like if you have an oil-based foundation and a water-based primer, they're just gonna combat with each other, and it's gonna be like a slip and slide on your face, and it's not gonna stay. It sucks, especially when you have oily skin. So you're like, I don't want an oil-based primer or an oil-based foundation because I have oily skin, because that's just gonna make it look worse. So I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me foundations in shade 120 and 115. It created an air pocket on the top. I hate when it does that. Anybody else get bothered by like bottle foundations when it does that? And all the product kind of sits to the top, at the top, because there's like no air. There we go, now it's separated to let it like drain. So I'm going to go in with 120, and then I'm going to go in with 115. So we're just going to blend that out. That's what I do. I create a double chin, and if it matches, then it's good. Like, you want to match your face to your chest. And right now, from what I can see, I think I'm pretty good. I don't think I'm going to do it anyway. Because, I mean, in the winter, if you're wearing a, like a turtleneck or long sleeve, then it's a little bit more forgiving. What is up with my foundations and collecting near the top? There we go. And it's a little bit more forgiving. So I'm going in with 115. But if you're, especially in the summer when your arms are exposed, you are going to be able to tell that your foundation does not match your body. Because that's what we do with our brides, especially if she's wearing like a halter neckline or a strapless, even a tank top style. You want to make sure that her face matches her body, not her face. Or even your neck. So you want to match your neck or your chest. If you're like 3 drastically different colors, you match to the chest and just blend down the neck, because that's the easiest thing to do. Then to try and make the chest look the same color, but typically they have like a spray tan on, so you just add a little bit of bronzer and she's good to go. So I'm going in with my NYX HD Studio Photogenic Primer, or color correcting concealer. I call it my concealer primer, to just cancel my under eye bags in yellow. You don't need a lot. My tube is running out. I need to pick up another one. And a little bit goes a long way. And just blend that out with the sponge. And then we move on to concealer. So when it comes to concealer, you can either brighten your under eye like I am with shade 5 in the Maybelline Fit Me concealer collection. or you can try and match your skin tone with your concealers. But I prefer a brighter under eye because it wakes you up a lot more. Not super bright, because then it's like super obvious that you have concealer on, but just like a little bit. And you see it's a little bit too white for me. So I'm going to go in with 10 Fair and just kind of dot that on like that, and to help blend the white concealer to the foundation. See? Much better. My nose is itchy. Life hack, scratch your face while you're doing your makeup with your beauty blender. Extra blending points. And now for contour. I'm going to go in with shades 55 and 60 in the Maybelline concealers. You don't have to do this. I just find it gives me a more natural contour. And then I just take my beauty sponge and we blend it out. And I'm just going to go back in with 60 because that's not quite dark enough for my liking. So this step is optional. You don't have to do concealer contour or cream contour. I just like to do it because I feel like it gives me a more natural finish. I don't know what's happening with my contour today. Some people are like, oh, it's a waste of time. It's an extra step that you don't need to do. I just like to do it because why not? My face is itchy today. So you see how it's like a really subtle contour, and then once we go over it with the powder, it will be so much better. So I'm gonna go in with the 05 setting powder, and I'm gonna mix it with 15 light, and you're gonna see why in a second, because 05 is way too light. I bought the wrong shade. So by mixing them, yes, you can mix powders just like you can mix foundations. It's not too white. See? Now if I were to just set my under eye with the 05, I would get major flashback, and I've done that before. I made that mistake once with my pictures, one of my pictures, and it was like, oh, it was obvious that I had powder on. Because it was so white, and I was like, this was a mistake. I bought the wrong shade. And I mean, people are going to criticize me about it. They're like, you're a makeup artist, you should know what your shade is. I'm like, well, sometimes you're not paying attention, and or maybe you think it's your shade in the store because the lighting is off, or they ran out of your own shade, so you have to kind of make do. And that's what my problem was. They ran out of my shade in the store, so I have to make do. I'm just pressing the powder into my foundation because I find that it gives me a more even finish. Pressing it in with the damp beauty blender, and then just kind of trying to catch those spots, especially near the hairline. Yeah. You can mix powder foundations, or powders and powder foundations, just like you can mix liquids. It's a little bit harder to do because some pigments tend to cancel other pigments out, so you kind of have to be careful, but other than that, you're fine. So now we're going in with blush, and I'm using the Quo Beauty blush in shade Blushing Rose. I like to put some, I can't tell if it's my brush or if it's the blush that has a smell. I washed my brush recently, so maybe it's my brush, but something smells good. So I like a really kind of blushy, rosy, just got in from the cold look. So I like to put some on the tips of my nose, and then you just blend it on the apples of your cheeks and back. My light is dying. I need to get lights for this, like seriously, because I'm working with my mirror light and my ring light isn't really the best thing to be working with. So if I'm going to be doing these more often, I need to invest in a light. And now for contour. I'm using the Essence Contouring Duo Palette in Darker Skin. And we're just going to go in with this lighter shade right here. And I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the darker, just a touch, just to help darken the contour a little bit. Now, if this were like evening or you were going on like a runway, you could absolutely take that darker shade and just chisel it, but you don't have to. I kind of like the way my contour looks. I'm just going to blend it out a little bit better. Cute. And now for bronzer, I am going in with the L'Oreal Paris Bronze Please. And then I just go in with a Morphe blush brush and kind of add more. And then just a little bit of bronzer on the nose. Ta-da! Cute. And now for setting spray. I like to set my face with Maybelline New York Lasting Fix before I put my highlighter on, and then I set it again because then it's got a nice tacky base for the highlighter. Ta-da! It's fanning time. So while my face is drying, how do you guys, like, what makeup looks do you want to see? And now we're going in with the Jeffree Star Skin Frost in Ice Cold. Because right now on my channel I have this. I have a toxic makeup look, and then I just have a random TikTok that I posted because I like it. And I have a few ideas, but I want to know what you guys want to see. So there we go. Just highlighting the tip of the nose, bridge of the nose, and our cheekbones. And we got that great highlight. I'm just going to take the thing off because it's like, it looks super bright on camera, but if you really focus, it's like dying. It's like so much brighter when it's fully charged. So yeah, there's the natural highlight. I like a bit of a heavier highlight, so I just went a little bit heavier, but you can absolutely go in with something a little lighter. And actually I'll just blend out with this clean fan brush that it's a little bit more natural and blended into the skin. So yeah, let me just show you. I love this highlighter so much. It's so worth like everything, every penny. And I'm so sad that I hit pan. And now for brows. I'm using Maybelline Tattoo Studio in shade 365. And let me just zoom you in for my eyebrows. So I kind of just start wherever, either closer to the tail or the middle of my brow so that the darkest part is concentrated there, and then blending what's left of the product on the brush or with the spoolie to the front so it's not like super heavy. Because like the last thing you want is like square eyebrows. I'm actually going to use my highlighter to keep me in frame. Yeah, so this is the brow that I did and this is the brow that I have to do. This eyebrow is a lot darker. I hate that. That's the one problem I have with doing my eyebrows, is sometimes one is like really dark and then I'm like, oh no, it's just the lighting. But either way, I need to. My caterpillars are done. And you can set them with a like soap. Have you heard of soap brows? That's a thing. I didn't know that it was a thing, but it's cool. And now for eyeshadow. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in for that. And I'm going in with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I have used this since, I don't know, the 9th grade. I love this stuff so much. I use this for natural bases, and in my toxic look you'll see that I used a NYX crayon jumbo eye pencil in white. If I'm not doing colors, I don't like using the white because then it makes the natural makeup look really, really stark. So we're just going in with James Charles, trusty old James. And we're going for more a rosy kind of. So I'm going to tap into this color. This kind of dusty rose color. And put that in my crease. Tried a different way of positioning my camera so that I could angle it down a little bit more, but then I can't angle it up when I'm doing eyeshadow. Zooming in the wrong way. So I need to try and, I'm gonna try and set up a space in the basement, like put a little desk and put a backdrop in so that my camera stays focused on me. Speaking of focusing. And then I can just set my camera up a few feet away. And then I have my space. And then I don't have to worry about having to deal with like going up and down and staying in frame. I mean, the zooming in part will be a little bit difficult because I'll have to like find a remote or something so that I can zoom in and out manually or from my seat a few feet away from the camera. because right now I'm recording at my vanity, and my vanity is very, very small. So I just pulled out my Violet Voss palette to use for the camera. And the next color that we will be dipping into is this kind of dark maroon shade with the same brush. I like to use the same brush because then it just keeps that previous color on there to help with blending. And we're just going to focus that on the outer corners and blend inwards. So you see how like nice and dark that is? So we're going to focus, it's first of all. So this is a nice kind of rosy, looks more burgundy on the camera, daytime look. So it's not like super heavy and super dark. And then the next shade, I'm actually going to blend it out with a clean brush really quick before I go into the next color, which is a lighter color to help with blending. See how it's still like super light? Like if you wanted to transition this into evening, you could add more of that dark maroon shade, or you could even tap into like a deep brown or a black. So the next shade that I'm tapping into is this shade, which is a skin tone kind of shade. And I'm going to use that to lighten and buff it up into my brows so that it's not as heavy. Perfect. And now for the under eye, I'm just going to go in with that same like dusty rose color I used the first time and buff that super lightly on my under eye. You kind of have to be careful of like reds and pinky tones because you can make yourself look like you've been crying. I mean, unless that's the look that you're going for, but that's not the look we're going for today. We're going for a nice blush daytime look. So now for glitter, we're gonna tap into this pink, whoops, my camera's upside down, pink glitter. The screen is broken on my camera with a fluffy brush so that it's not super heavy. So the screen or the viewfinder on my camera is broken because when I flip it out to view myself while I'm working, it's upside down. So you can imagine how difficult it is to photograph yourself and video stuff when it's upside down. So everything's like backwards too. So we have a nice highlight, and if you want, you can go in with your finger or a packing brush and kind of just press in a little bit more. So that it's a little bit more highlighty. And then we're just going to buff out the crease again to help remove any glitter that may have ended up in our crease. Cute. And then we're just going to put the Jeffree Star highlighter on our inner corners with a little brush. I am looking for a, here we go, just a tiny brush like that. I'm just gonna dip in, and please excuse any background noise. I live at home with my family, and you know, you try and tell them I'm working, please try and quiet down. It's a little difficult. So there's that. And now for eyeliner, my favorite part. We're going in with the NYX eyeliner in Epic NYX tattoo, not NYX tattoo liner, NYX Epic ink liner. And we're gonna do just a very basic wing. Ta-da! So I just went ahead and did the other wing off camera, so you can see that we just did very basic small wings. And now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. Da, 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 da. And we're gonna go in with Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. And you can't see it, but I am making that funny face. And bottom lashes. Ta-da! And now for lips. I'm going in with NYX matte lip liner in Girl Bye. It's this lovely kind of like berry shade. It's this lovely kind of like berry shade. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. And just fill them in. Ta-da! Your lips are gonna look super wrinkly. It's because I need to drink more water. And then I'm going in with the Essence lip gloss in just a clear gloss. So now, there you have it. A natural kind of blushing rose daytime look with a nice raspberry lip. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want me to show you how to do evening makeup, I will gladly show you. Yeah. Have a wonderful day, guys. Love you all. Bye.